I first would like to thank you all for joining and attending the virtual graduation. It's been a very different experience, but I think it will be very, very lovely tonight. So first off, I just want to say congratulations to all the men graduating and everyone that's in attendance. And I would like to just introduce our Director of Treatment. She is the spearhead for the Nurturing Fathers program. And I just want to make sure that she says a few remarks, and I'll be emceeing throughout the night. So let me first introduce Mindy Katie.
On behalf of the Hampshire Sheriff's Office, the Northwestern District Attorney's Office, the Northampton Recovery Center, and our Children's Trust of Boston, please join me and our team members, Sheriff Kayleen, DA Dave Sullivan, Michael Ramos, and the Children's Trust, our facilitators, Demetra, Raphael, and Voti, as we celebrate our graduates tonight, Brandon, Justin, Kevin, Mark, Michael, Mikey, and Tyler. This is our second community-based Nurturing Fathers graduation and our first Zoom one. So we're all excited that you're all here. We know that everyone Zooming in tonight is committed to this. We're thrilled to have you here, and we are totally thrilled to be able to celebrate tonight with these guys. It's extraordinary that for 13 weeks, everybody showed up here week after week after week, given COVID and all the other restrictions that we're all living with. These guys showed up every week. They completed the program. We had to edit many things to accommodate for COVID, and it's just wonderful that they were able to complete this. And families, we're thrilled that you're on here. Thrilled. Thank you so much. We're just sorry that you can't be in the room with us tonight. Okay, a bit of historical information, okay? Back in 2014, DA Dave Sullivan introduced us to the Children's Trust. The Children's Trust being an organization he knew would support the overall mission of the Hampshire Sheriff's Office as we support individuals who are in custody and transitioning back to the greater Hampshire County to address the needs of families. We, the Children's Trust, pulled together and we wrote a grant. Unfortunately, the initial grant we wrote and applied for, we didn't get. However, we really became committed to working together. And the result of being committed to working together was that we kicked off the Nurturing Fathers program here at the Hampshire County Jail and House of Correction. The birth of the program resulted in 5 of us becoming certified facilitators for the Nurturing Fathers program. And as of today, over 100 guys have graduated this program. I mean, that's amazing, right? Yeah, so we're really, really proud of that. And we're really, really happy for everyone who has done this, because it's a life-changing experience for the men who participate in it, for the families who get, the benefit of all this as well, and for all of us who get to witness and support it every day. It's an amazing thing, and we're really happy about it. After we made a presentation to the board at the Children's Trust, they decided to support us in providing a community-based program. So to the board of the Children's Trust, we're incredibly grateful. And we began to broaden our program. So the 13-week program that we offer inside, we got the opportunity through the Children's Trust and their board to be able to expand the program into our local community. And the result of that was that in 2019, we actually graduated our very first community-based Nurturing Fathers program. And it serves not only men at the House of Correction, however, now it serves released individuals, parolees, probationers, men in need of fatherhood education in our local community. So we couldn't ask for a better kind of a relationship or better support or more wonderful outcomes for everyone. And tonight we proudly celebrate another one of these graduations, albeit Zoom. It's okay. It's very special, very, very special. And an incredible thanks goes out to the board for the Children's Trust. You've been very generous and very committed with us, and we're incredibly grateful. So thank you very, very much. Okay, so tonight looks different, right? We're living in COVID, and tonight is the result of countless edits to this 13-week program, but I'm just going to tell you all about a few of them. For starters, we have a reduced number of men that are participating in this program this round because we wanted to meet the needs and the mandates of the CDC, DPH, and our local public health officials. So some of the things that we do on a weekly basis, and this is just some, it's not all, everyone's asked to refrain from attending if you're not feeling well. And in cases where anyone may have had to refrain from coming, not because they weren't feeling well, but because they either lived in a situation where someone needed to isolate, we sent work home with people. They completed their assignments at home and they stayed in touch, and we were able to work through that. Prior to the arrival every week, when people get here, the room is washed down, it's disinfected. Everyone who comes in completes a COVID screening, and that screening includes having temperatures taken. We give out new surgical masks as soon as people arrive. They're distributed at the door as people complete the screening and sanitize before coming into the room. We sit 6 feet apart, masked at all times, and we take a fresh air break. Two, one of the things we've always done that's a little bit different this time around is we have dinner together as well here. And this time, to meet the COVID restrictions and to be cognizant of the, what we had to keep in mind regarding the sanitary needs for everyone, we put money aside in the budget to be able to make sure that we got pre-packaged individual meals for each of our groups that met on a weekly basis. So we did a lot of things to address COVID. And again, we thank everyone and we give the guys a massive thanks because, it's not easy to go through all this stuff every single week, in addition to many of the other things that people are doing, like working and things like that. Obviously, tonight is really different from what we usually do. Because normally, as anyone who's been to one of our graduations before knows, we'd be in a really noisy room, which is wonderful, with family members, friends, team members, graduates, kids everywhere, everybody eating together and celebrating all the hard work that goes into all of these efforts. Tonight's different though, and I know we have gift cards that we sent to families so that we could address having meals sent to families as a workaround for what we need to do tonight. So thank you to the men and to their families and friends for the extraordinary effort that's been made to come for 13 weeks and to graduate this evening. And families, please know we are so incredibly grateful that you are here. We wish you could be right here in the room, but please know that we know you're here and your family members know you're here, and we're incredibly happy that you get to celebrate this with us tonight. And please know that myself and other team members are always available to share additional information regarding the Nurturing Fathers program, how to get one started. And most importantly, we want all of our families to know that we're all available here for you as well. Reach out to us anytime. We are always available. So as we start, I have a few thank yous that I want to get out of the way as well. I want to be sure that people, that we hear this. Many thanks to our Children's Trust, Susan Bartley, Jack Miller, Mike Ramos, Stephen Pascal, Stephen Flaherty, and our Children's Trust board members, as well too to Raina and Haley for this evening, because they totally saved us from some big glitches tonight. Big glitches. Total savior.
Bravo.
That's right. Bravo is right. And we also want to say thank you to DA Sullivan for introducing us to the Children's Trust to begin with, and for always supporting the work that we do with the Children's Trust. He's always at our graduations. He's always supported all the work that we're doing, and we're really grateful for that introduction and the continued support. And thanks too to the Northampton Recovery Center and Lynn Farrow, who we've actually made arrangements with to continue renting this space on Tuesday evenings going forward, to be able to support these guys. We'll do ongoing men's groups, ongoing parenting groups for men, and or, you know, we have a number of facilitators who work with the Sheriff's Department who have a number of other certifications as well. And we're capable of offering a lot of other programming to people. And most importantly, we want this particular group of 7 to know we're going to continue to be here for you. And we're going to continue to offer programming as we go forward. We also want to thank Sheriff Kayleen, because he's made it possible for us to be working in the community, which is, it's a win-win for everyone. You know, we don't want to just be the, you know, the house on the top of the hill that's the last stop for people. We are actively engaged in our community, and it's the result of his wanting us to be here. And we're grateful to him that we have this opportunity, and we're grateful to you all to be able to have this opportunity to work with you as well. Dimitra, Voti, and Raphael, you've done a super job with this cycle of the Nurturing Fathers program, and we celebrate you guys as well, you know, tonight. Really, really, really. And, you know, Voti in particular, you hit this one out of the park. I mean, I've had him tied up, we had some real logistical glitches that were the fault of none of us. However, people really stepped up, and I basically rerouted his entire schedule for 2 days to make sure that all this stuff came off all right. And most importantly, I want to say to all of you guys, I want to say to all of you graduates, okay, remember, gentlemen, commencement is the start of something, and it's the start of something really good. You know, some of you we've known before, some of you we just met, some of you, you know, we've had really long relationships with, some not quite as long, but we really hope they are as long, because relationships are everything. And I think that's something we all know and that we experience and that we value. So we want you to know that we appreciate your achievements tonight. We look forward to working with you going forward. And again, effective Tuesday, January 5th, we'll be back here on Tuesday nights so that we're here as a resource for you or for other people in the community. Most importantly, we're here to support you guys. We're here to support your families. We're here to support you in becoming the dads that you choose to be. From the bottom of our hearts, congratulations. This is an incredibly well-deserved evening, given COVID and given all the constraints that you've all so gracefully worked with. Congratulations. And with that, let's get started. And I'm going to have Sheriff Kayleen come up.
Well, I think she's made my evening much easier because all of the people that were on my list were pretty much covered. Thank you for joining the Hampshire County Sheriff's Office for the Nurturing Fathers graduation, a community link. It really is a community program. For many of us, this has been a challenging year. We hope that 2021 brings out great things. And starting tonight with this graduation, this is the first sign of good things to come for 2021. Keep that in mind as we go forward, especially over this next couple of weeks. I'm proud to even have the conversation with you that you know, this is a good place. This is a good community. You have the basis of building something amongst yourself. So graduation is about setting a better course for kids and the fathers and for the future. And 2021 is going to be much better because of that and because of where you started from. Now, everybody's talked about the technical difficulties. Thank you, Children's Trust, once again for stepping up and getting us through so that we can at least make this virtual connection. I appreciate it much more when we're all in the same space and looking at each other and having those conversations, because we couldn't have found better partners than Children's Trust. So thank you. I'm not going to get into thanking everybody. That Mindy, she covered all the bases for me, so I'm good. But I do have to talk about the district attorney for 1 minute. Otherwise, when I see him tomorrow, you know, he'll give me grief of some sort. But The district attorney introduced us to Children's Trust, and he's been with us all the way, not just on issues surrounding fatherhood and nurturing fathers, but on any of our recovery programs. He has been there with us to give us suggestions and give us guidance. And the Northampton Recovery Center is moving, but it's moving to bigger and better space, and we want to be part of that. Thank you, Lynn. I know I saw your face on one of the Zoom calls, so I know you were on here. Thank you, Lynn, and thank you to Northampton Recovery. ADS Katie and the rest of the team, thank you guys for stepping up and stepping outside of the house on the hill and doing this so that the community knows that there are good things going on and we are part of this community. We're part of this community. It's important. The sheriff's office mission ultimately is we have to do our part to make the community safer and the community stronger. We do this by offering people a program like this. You always hear about the inside out programs. Well, this is the outside in program. It's the opposite of what many jurisdictions do with correctional programming. We just want to build better fathers so that this community grows stronger and more passionate about the kids that are being raised in this community. The Nurturing Fathers program is equally important in helping us to fulfill our mission. It serves as a reminder that connections to family, friends, and especially to children is a powerful, motivating force that can continue healthy and productive lifestyles for everyone that's involved. Fathers, mothers, grandparents, friends, and family. I said this is a graduation that's community-based. I'm confident that it won't be our last community-based graduation. This program is strengthening, and it's about strengthening fathers, the families, and the community. And the community has to be the central focus when we're working together. And if we do that, we survive better together. When you listen to the statements that these 7 gentlemen are going to say tonight, you'll come to understand how important it is to reflect on our own histories and our personal histories, and to ensure that you become a better father to your children, no matter where you are. The important role that we play in the life of children is about being a good parent and being a role model. I am proud to say that I am a father. I have 3 grown daughters, and most of the time they appreciate me and they appreciate what I have to say. Not all the time, but I'm used to it by now. I'm proud of the people that they've become. They've all become individuals, strong individuals that speak their mind. They have no problem telling people what their expectations are. We also play a responsibility, and the responsibility comes with what we do each and every day. We lead by example. If we don't lead by example, we lose that respect that children look up to. So we can have responsibility at the same time that we have joy. I always wish that Nurturing Fathers was around when I was starting my fatherhood journey, because it would have made it much easier to think about who I was as a man, as a human being, and how that would have looked different. It would have helped me to guide my children, not necessarily in a different direction than any of them went, but it would have given me guidance that I didn't have. You know, there's lots of things that we should always have a book for, and Nurturing Fathers is one of them. Our goal should be to help our children grow, become loving, kind, and caring human beings. If we can do that, we're successful fathers. You know, sounds easy, but it's very hard to do. And it's very hard to do every day that you get up and you know you have to go to work and you have to do all of those other things that are expected of you from society. But it's the expectation. Respect, understanding, communication, and loving unconditionally are the driving forces that we always have to show our children. Respect, understanding, communication, and unconditional love. So important in our lives. Thank you also to the mothers out there who do the hard work also. You are just as important as fathers. You ensure that the children remain healthy and safe. So thank you, mothers. Thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for all coming in on Zoom versus being in person. Congratulations to all of the graduates and their family. Let us continue to work to make a brighter future for our children and for all of those children that will come after them. There aren't enough good role models in the world today. We need more. You guys are the start of this. You're the start of this program outside of our environment. So I'm hoping that with your leadership, that you will be those good fathers that will lead the program. We have to have good role models. So before I leave, I want to talk about, I want to speak about a role model. Tonight, your guest speaker, who you'll meet shortly, after all of you do your presentations, you'll meet our guest speaker. And I view him as a role model for our community. He's a community role model. And by that, I want to explain that he's a radio personality, he's an attorney, he's an author, but more importantly, he's a father. And I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but I would say to him, say that he probably feels like many of us do, that piece of fatherhood becomes so important in all of the other pieces that you do in your life. And so Bill Newman is a role model, and he's an unbelievable role model. And not only does he represent those areas that I talked about, but he also fights for justice, and he fights for just causes. And that's important in our society. If we are to have a civil society, we need people like Bill all the time. And I was honored, because I've known Bill a long time, but I was honored when he agreed to speak tonight and sit and listen to what everybody has to say. And so I'm just so proud that Bill is here, and he's going to give you some words of wisdom when he is up at the microphone. But I just want to thank you, Bill, for joining us, and I appreciate all that you do. And this community is lucky to have you. And gentlemen, when you listen to him, remember why we're here: nurturing fathers.
Thank you, Sheriff Kayleen, for those kind words, and Mindy, thank you. So the next part of our program is going to be one of my favorite parts. We're going to hear from the men, and they are going to be reading their Father I Choose to Be essay. So let me first introduce Michael.
The father I choose to be is a nurturing one, a selfless, loving father. I am attentive. Listening to my daughter is a priority. Her thoughts and her opinions matter. The father I am today is one that chose to be there and be involved. Fathering chose me, and because of that, these are some of the characteristics I chose to put out. As a father, being a part of this Nurturing Father program taught me a lot. It was an honor and a blessing to be a part of this journey. I'm blessed. Thank you.
My name is Brandon, the father I choose to be. Time and circumstances have separated us, but I'm always here with you. And I will be with you through every stage of your development and beyond. You are the best gift that's ever been given to me, and I will walk with you through the years ahead, making sure I prepare you to walk this life without me and stand on the face of this earth as a man. I will be the father that shows you how to live life with sound morals, principles, and wisdom. I will lead by example and choose infinite love for you, son. Love, Daddy.
The father I choose to be today is a great father. The reason why I say that is because I live with my father. I'm named after my father. My son will be different from me. He's a separate person with his own. Sorry.
You're doing good.
My son. Sorry. I'm trying not to tell y'all.
That's okay.
My son will be different from me. He's a separate person with his own identity. I may have some unfulfilled dreams. If I may try to live it through my son, it will burden him and our relationship, because what you do around your child or your children reflects on your father role and his capabilities. I say his capabilities is me, his capability as a father, his capabilities as a child. Go back into it, be the mentor and the man that you would like him to become. And this goes into myself, where I had to learn from this aspect. I got myself in trouble thinking I could take on the world with my bare hands. I wasn't prepared for the consequences of life, which is incarceration or child support or whatever may comes with those negative decisions, which made me understand my mistakes and poor judgment. These are some goals and some of my progress, as I told you before. Trust. I'm still trusting myself. I'm still trusting my child. I'm still trusting, people around me. Support of income, truthfully, is a strong thing to me. A working man is a part of the basics of a child of everyday life, which is clothing on his back, food in a kid's mouth. And these are some of the clear rules: good communication, mutual respect. And this was a thing dear to my heart that I have to abide by. I will co-parent with our child and family for the best interest of our family. We are the leaders of the foundation of our relationship, which is me and my spouse, and our relationship with our child. And with being said, I love her and I respect. I love and I respect each and everybody here. Friends turn into family. Thank you for helping me and make an effort within myself for learning and having special skills and successful growth and awareness within myself.
My father was a great dad. He taught me a lot. He was always there, and I hear a lot of different stories and hear from a lot of different people, whether their fathers are there or not there. This program has given us all a tool to help nurture our own children, and I'm proud to be a part of this. This is my third time around, and I love the program. I love the people in it. I love the Children's Trust, and I choose to be the father that I was learning how to be my whole life with my father. And I still watch my dad today with my son, and he still teaches me stuff today. I just want to say thanks for giving us all the chance to learn and nurture our kids a little bit better.
The father I choose to be is to be a father that is there for their child no matter what. The circumstance, the time, the situation, the weather. If they're struggling with something or somebody, be there. Our children learn everything from us, the good and the bad. So being a role model is crucial in a child's life. My daughters are the most beautiful and the smartest children I know. That's mostly from their mother, who had to take over the father role because of me being absent due to my addictions. Their mother, Jody, is the rock in their life and has taught them everything they know. Now it is up to me to step up and fill my fatherly role and putting my past behind and looking to the future, but good from that day forward. I want to thank my daughters for being there for me through all my flaws. They are caring, loving, and always finding the good in people, not the bad. They don't criticize or judge. They make my heart melt, and I will put everything I have into being there for them. I want to thank Nurturing Fathers for this. This was a very great 13 weeks. Met some good friends here, good people. I'm very thankful. So thank you.
The father I choose to be is the one who still listens to your endless, ongoing, infinite, and forever frozen stories. And yes, I will build a snowman with you. That just means there is so many cool things to come. And lately, I know I've been having to break the ice a lot to make you laugh, but you are worth it to melt in my heart. I know you are still young right now, but I will always be the dad that you can call so you know it's me. I will be more than just a phone call with you, and I will always encourage you to listen and pay attention, and I will always include you in the special way that I view things, and I know you will show me the stars in the daytime too. I will forever show you love and how to believe in it with your whole heart and soul, because love is the only thing worth everything. Wow.
The father I choose to be is compassionate and caring. I choose to be an educated, supportive father, a humble father that will listen to my daughter and help guide her on her path. Josiah, I have loved you from the point when you was just a little baby in your mom's belly. The day you were born is still the happiest day of my life. I can truly see now, after completing Nurturing Fathers, that being a father does not just happen. It's a process that a dad has to be present for. Josiah, I miss you so much, and I know you miss me too. Daddy is so sorry that I've been gone so long and that I can't be with you now. Josiah, the father I choose to be is all the things that I mentioned at the beginning, but most importantly, I just want to be a father that is available. I want to be there when you need me and even when you don't. I can't wait to see you soon, Princess. We love you. We'll have so much fun. You can teach me all about Minecraft. Have Merry Christmas and a happy birthday on the 28th, baby. I love you. I'll see you soon.
Just one point of interest that you don't see on your screens, but I see on mine is Susan Bartley. We love you. And this is always her favorite part of the graduation ceremony. And I can always tell it is because there's tears in her eyes. So we love you. Have a great holiday, everybody.
I just want to say that this process has definitely been an experience. Thanks again to everyone that's been involved. Many thanks to a lot of people. I just want to say that the guys have been able to see some of the families and the kids. I just want to say we do see you. So when you are waving, Liz, we're seeing you wave. So we just want to make sure that we give you guys a shout out. And the big kids too. We also have families zooming in all the way from California. So I think that's such a positive thing. We have people from Tennessee as well. So I just want to say a big shout out to people who are actively here. So without further ado, I just want to introduce Dave Sullivan. He's going to be saying a few words. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be with us today, but we did get a chance to speak with him briefly before our group started, and he's very proud of everyone here. So with that being said, we are going to get some words from Dave Sullivan.
Good evening. I'm Dave Sullivan. I'm the district attorney for Hampshire and Franklin counties, and I feel very honored to be here tonight to join in the Nurturing Fatherhood graduation. And this is the community program that I know takes more effort and time on everybody's part, particularly the participants. And so I just want to recognize the teachers and the House of Corrections for all the work that they've done putting this together. Also want to give special thanks to Children's Trust, who brought this program to Hampshire County several years ago, and it's been a phenomenal success. And so tonight, we're here really to celebrate your success. And we all value the father that you can be. And so as you go on this journey, just know that there are numerous people that are rooting for you and willing to help you as you make this journey with your child or children. You did it. There were obstacles along the way, and certainly this pandemic has been a major obstacle. And despite all the barriers that have been raised, you've been able to complete this program successfully during a very difficult time. So again, great credit to you and to your teachers for really sticking with you and making sure that it all happens in the right way. One of the biggest contributions that we can make in the world is to raise a responsible, kind, and caring child. And you are on your way to make sure that your children or child has that opportunity to be that child, to be that child that really has that relationship with you and with their mother. And that relationship is so important as a child grows and evolves into an adult. So again, thank you so much for making this effort to be the best father that you can be. What I like to say about the program, particularly the community program, is that you are part of a fellowship of fathers. And the fathers that you have been with in your class, they're people that you can lean on and people that you should lean on. And so really stay in contact with each other, because the support that you give each other really ripples throughout your life. You always need people to support you. Nobody can do it alone. I'm the proud father of 3 daughters, and I know how difficult it has been at times, but it is far outweighed by the joys that you see as your children grow. So tonight, just celebrate your accomplishment, and we're proud of you, and we really look forward to all the great things you're going to do with your children. And you've probably heard this before, but just keep that photo of your child or children in your wallet, so that they always remind you of who you are as a father. And if you ever think that things are going the wrong way, take a look at those pictures, and their smile on their face is going to make you just a better father. So I wish you all the best of fatherhood, all the nurturing that you're going to give throughout the years. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we look forward to seeing you in the future, growing with your child in the community. So thanks again.
From there, I believe we're passing it over to Mike Ramos.
Thank you, Haley. I'm Mike Ramos from the Children's Trust. And there are so many things that I can say about this program, because it's simply magic. As you can see by hearing the dads talk, I get the privilege, I guess, to say firsthand, to watch as the program unfolds. There's so many great things that Children's Trust does to support fathers and to support families. But every week we have meetings with the team, all the folks from the House of Corrections and the folks over at Children's Trust, to make sure that this program is put together. We toss around ideas. So I see firsthand all the amazing work that goes in. And personally, I really want to thank the House of Corrections, the sheriff, the district attorney, and all the facilitators for all the incredible hard work, and all the folks at Children's Trust on the team to really put this program together. To the dads in the group, I found the Nurturing Fathers group about 13 years ago, when I found myself with a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I wasn't sure. I wanted to be the very best dad that I could be, but I wasn't really sure if I knew how to be, and I had questions, and I was really afraid. I was afraid to make mistakes, and I didn't know who I could go to ask questions. And like the sheriff alluded to earlier, there should be a manual or a book, and there isn't when it comes to something as important as raising a child. So I found Nurturing Fathers, I joined the group, and I graduated from the group. So when I see all the emotion that's going on in the room and all the magic that's going on in the room, I know firsthand what's happening, because men don't have a place that we can go to and talk about these things and ask questions, because it's frowned upon. We're supposed to be tough. and we're not supposed to cry. But it is okay to. And what I learned part of the, when I was in the Nurturing Fathers group, is that being a great dad is a journey. It's not a destination. It's not something you learn overnight, and you never arrive at the place where you can just say, I did it, I'm here, there's nothing left to learn. There's always something left to learn. So I am so incredibly proud of you. Children's Trust is so incredibly proud of you. And I know that everyone who's already has spoken is so incredibly proud that you've showed up every week for 13 weeks. It's hard enough to do without COVID. And then when you throw in all the challenges that you've had to overcome to be able to show up for these 13 weeks and all the changes, it just goes to show the very conscious decision that you've made to become a better dad. And also, like the sheriff had said earlier, that's what is changing 2021 and 22 and 23. You're making the future brighter by making the decision, the very conscious decision, to become a better dad and be there for your children. So we applaud you on behalf of Children's Trust. Congratulations, and thank you very much for making this commitment in your children's lives.
And I think next up we have is Bill Newman.
This has really been a very moving experience. And I'm so glad that I was allowed the opportunity to share it with you. I'd like to thank the sheriff for his invitation and his staff's invitation to be with you this evening. My appreciation to all the teachers and instructors and facilitators and administrators of the Nurturing Fathers program, and from the sheriff's office, of course, and Children's Trust, all of whom have made this program and this evening possible. But most of all, my gratitude goes out to the graduates of the program, and to your children and to your families. To the graduates, for your courage, and I mean the word courage, in undertaking this project and seeing it through to completion. And to your families who are standing by you and with you, for this evening is both a celebration of you and a celebration of them too. My wife and I have two grown daughters. They're in their 30s. They're terrific people. They have good jobs. And we have two granddaughters, ages 2.5 and 4 months. Our elder daughter, the one with the two daughters, our granddaughters, and her husband live in Wyoming. The younger one and her husband live in a tiny island, Africa identified nation in the Indian Ocean, Mauritius. Both daughters and their families live far away, one obviously very far away, but both live close to our hearts. I mention my family because the invitation to spend time with you this evening has given me the opportunity to reflect on my own experience and my own experiences as a parent. First of all, let me confess early and often that the list of all the things I did wrong as a parent would be extraordinarily long. But I'm pretty sure I did one thing right, and I'll get to that in a minute. First, this: being a parent is a difficult job, and also a critically important one, but it's a job that no one asks any of us before we take it on whether we can actually do it or whether we know anything about it and why we think we actually should be entrusted with this responsibility. It's different from other jobs. Before I became a lawyer, like all lawyers, I went to law school and passed a test, a bar exam, so that in theory, at least, I'd be minimally competent when I began the job. When I was going to become a father, there were no required classes. There was no test to pass. Starting the job of parent was a bit like the kids' game of hide and seek. Ready or not, here you go. Similarly, before I began my job as a radio host, I had to audition. And when I started, I was effectively on probation. If I didn't do well enough, we'd shake hands, say thank you and goodbye, and that would be the end of it. In contrast, if you mess up at parenting, the job just continues. There may be some downsides to that, but the good part is that you almost always have a chance to redeem yourself, to do better. Another difficult part is that as a parent, you are forever navigating in uncharted waters. Every day, well, many days, bring experiences, problems, issues that you've never had to deal with before. I remember when my wife was pregnant with our first daughter, and we spoke to friends and read books about parenting. But when we came home from the hospital with that baby, that tiny baby, I remember the fear. I remember thinking the truth is I have no idea what I'm doing. I frankly can't believe someone entrusted this tiny, vulnerable human being to my care. It just really seemed wrong. But there we were. And for that reason, and for that memory, one of my favorite books is titled Operating Instructions. It's the story, it's a memoir, in which the author, Anne Lamott, tells about her experience, her story of the first year of raising her son as a single mom. The title, well, unlike all sorts of things that come into our lives, kids don't come with operating instructions. So the title of this book is Operating Instructions, which kids don't come with. Life would be so much simpler if they did, but they don't. And each child, as you all have spoken so eloquently here tonight, have said and pointed out and reinforced, every child, every person is unique. As I've already mentioned,
Bill, your audio is off right now, or it's not working.
taking on the challenges of fatherhood requires courage. The courage to say, I want to become a better person. I just heard some interruption. Am I being heard okay?
Good now.
Yes?
Yeah, it's all set now.
We can hear you now, Bill.
Okay. So as I was saying, I was talking about courage and the courage of, well, being a father. It requires the courage to say, I want to become a better person. It requires the courage to say, I want the power to meet my and my kids' and my partner's needs, and the courage to relate to feelings and to examine ourselves and to be self-critical. All that, it's hard. And it doesn't come easy. And for a lot of us, it doesn't come naturally. It also requires the courage to continue when times are tough and the ability to recognize and say, I need help. And it involves the willingness to admit, I don't know all the answers, and the courage to understand the need to learn and to change, and the ability to say, I was wrong. All those things require courage, real courage. And finding courage in the midst of this pandemic, when decent jobs are hard to come by and money can be short and many kids are not in school and it's scary just to go out or go to work, all that's especially hard and makes parenting even more difficult. I do believe this, though, that although kids may not say what you want to hear at the time, and maybe they never will, but I think for the most part, they do and will recognize your courage, and they'll internalize it, and they'll appreciate and honor and love you for it. Here's the hardest part. There are no guarantees in any of this. At the end of a hard day, a trying week, a difficult month, a miserable year, there's not necessarily a payoff, a check, a thank you, a congratulations, someone right there to say a job well done, or even necessarily a visible light at the end of the tunnel. Yet, there often is. Kids know when their parents are trying. And in the long run, and for the most part, kids are forgiving. I mentioned at the beginning of this talk that I would note something that as a parent, I think I did right. Here it is. For both daughters, we said to them as they got older that if they ever found themselves in a situation when they needed help getting out of it, they should just call one of their parents and we'd show up to help. They wouldn't be in trouble, no questions asked. Well, okay, the no questions asked part, that wasn't necessarily totally honest, but you get the idea. And one night we got a call from our daughter, Jo. She was 16, and the call started with, "You know that deal we have that I could call? Well, I need you to come get me." And I said, "Sure, where are you?" And that question actually posed a problem because at that time, for those years, she had a horrible sense of direction and she couldn't really tell me where she was. So eventually we figured out what street she was on. And then I asked her the number of the house she was in. I still didn't know why I was going. And so I asked her the number of the house for the address, and she had no idea. And I said, "Okay, so you don't know the number of the house, but when I'm driving down the street, how will I know which house it is?" And I hear from the other end of this phone conversation, "Oh, that's easy, Dad. It's the one with 6 or 7 cop cars out front." Which it turned out there were. The Northampton cops were breaking up a party of underage. The parent or parents were away. High school students. Could have been worse, and it all did work out okay. The big picture here is what mattered, and what I think is important, is that our daughter Jo carried with her the knowledge that she had that telephone call to use. She carried that with her every day. She knew we had her back, which is, I think, what matters. The job of being a parent is a job. It's hard work. And when you do a good job, this job, at the time, it goes unrecognized, sometimes. And when you do less than great, you know, those kids, they tend to tell you about it. But here's the nub of it. The other jobs we have, other people could do them. Someone else could be the defense lawyer. Someone else could be the district attorney. Someone else could be on the radio. And before I came and after I go, someone else will be. But for the most part, no one else could be the parent of and for our children. That position's taken. You have it. I have it. You're the parent. Biology made that fact. The fortuities of life, becoming a step parent, for example, that can make you a parent. In all those situations, no one else can have that position. The position's filled. It's yours. It's mine. It's unique. No one else gets to do that job. As for doing something right as a parent, well, again, my confession as to how much I did wrong many times for many years and still do wrong. Because again, this is a job that goes on for a lifetime. But I'm sure of this. Kids feel what they mean to you. They feel what they mean to you. And you feel what they mean to you. Time and understanding is the currency of the realm, and the payoff is enormous. The payoff is immense. The payoff is intense. The payoff is unique. The payoff is love. So once again, congratulations to all the graduates of the Nurturing Fathers program and to the families. Thank you for giving me what I consider to be this really great honor of speaking at your graduation. Thank you again.
Thank you all for being with us. these are proud moments for us because it's just a satisfying thing that we do. And thank you all. And I hope you all are safe over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we get through this into the new year. And I look forward to doing these face to face. And I'll invite everybody back. So thank you very much. Be safe.